Well, good morning. It is now 7:50 a.m. in the morning. I have a lot of cooking to do. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So me and my sister are going to cook all day and tonight. So I just want to talk about once again fake friends that have entered my life. And this same lady who I mentioned in my story time yesterday when I did the video about, what it was like when I was pregnant. So, the lady who I'll be talking about in this story time is like, I'm not calling her fake because, like I said, she did eat French's chicken and lemon cake in front of my face, and she was telling me to just eat on pickles and lemons and stuff when I couldn't keep nothing down because I was pregnant. That's not why I call her fake. The reason why I say that she is fake is because it's like she had a friendship not only with me, but she had a friendship with my child's father, my baby daddy. And she would, she really held a grudge against me for a long time because in the beginning when he was trying to talk to me, she kept on saying to me, oh, don't talk to him. Don't talk to none of these dudes at this airport because they don't want nothing but sex. So I'm looking at her. First and foremost, when she found out that I went on ahead and gave my baby daddy an opportunity to be with me, that he gave me his number, then I gave him my number. And she was upset about that, but I told her, because at the time, my mom was living. R.I.P. to my mom. I love and miss her very much. But at that time, my mom was living, and I told this lady, I said, you may be 50, like she was like 55 around that time. I don't know how old she is now. This was the year 2009. I said, you may be older than me, but the one thing that I do not need is another mother. I have a mother, and I'm not trying to listen to you telling me not to have anything to do with him or any other dude at this airport that's trying to holler at me. First of all, this lady told me something about herself which was very personal. And me being 29 at the time, I'm listening to her, and she's like, when I was young like you, I was pretty, just like you are, and I had my own hair. I had long hair, and she's like, and a lot of dudes was trying to holler at me, and she was like, I never went inside of another woman's house and slept with her man behind her back. I mean, men have asked me to. This is what she said now. Men have asked me to do things like that, but I always said no, and I always carried myself like a lady. Okay, first of all, the story that she was trying to sell to me, it sounded fake and phony. Like, first of all, why would she say that to me? Unless you think I'm that type of woman. I don't know what she did in her lifetime when she was young. In a way, I kind of feel sorry for her because, she is ugly and didn't really have any friends and whatnot like that at the Bush airport. But when she told me that, I just started to look at her with a side eye. So sometimes me, her, and my child's father would sit down because we were all working the night shift. Sometimes all of us would sit down at the inside of the break room at the table and eat together and just talk. And she would be sitting in the middle of us, which was strange because I guess she was still trying to cock block. And she did not want me talking to my child's father, and I heard that it was because she had plans to uh, like approach him or proposition him. She wanted to have some kind of a sexual fling with my child's father. So like she would be talking with me and my child's father, and she was like, I'm not gonna let a dude try to lay up with me in the back seat of his car. I'm gonna tell him, take me to a bed. Take me to a bed, even if it's a cheap motel. So me and my baby daddy at the time, we didn't have our daughter. We was just getting to know each other. We looked at each other and laughed because it sounded stupid coming from her mouth. Because we didn't know her back in the 70s when she was like 20 something, and like she probably did go in other females' houses, female women houses, and lay up with their men. Like, I don't believe nothing she said. I believe she did do those things because she just represent herself to be such trash. And it's like, I'm a young woman, and she saw that once me and my child's father got together, he was doing things like cheating on me. He was really cheating on me with females on the job, and she would like talk to me about that and laugh about it and say stuff like, well, that's what you get for getting with him. I tried to tell you in the beginning not to get with him, and you just fell for it. I'm like I told you in the beginning, Miss Sally Walker. I'm not finna say her real name. I don't need another mother because I already had a mom. My mom was living at the time. And she would always try to be my mother. Would think that she was being my mother and tell me not to get with dudes and don't give my phone number out. And it's like, she was just fake. And then there was this Hispanic chick on the job that I suspected him messing around with. And I told her about it. She went back and talked about me to the Hispanic chick, because the Hispanic chick also worked the night shift. And she told me one day when I was late coming to work, because a lot of times I did come to work late, and she said the Hispanic chick and him was talking, and she told me that the Hispanic chick took his phone and put her number in his phone, and she told him, lock my number in your phone, lock my number. And she said she was just sitting watching in the break room, And then she was like, and then hour later I walk up, and then he run up to me, hugging and kissing on me like he had done nothing. But she was like, then another chick on the job who was actually a closer co-worker to me, because she actually worked on my shift. This fat girl named Tawana. I'm just gonna say her real name because she's irrelevant anyway. But she told me him and her were talking, and he was playing with her and hugging around her waist and stuff. And I'm like, and she's like, right before you walked up, it's some shit was always happening before I walk up. Some shit was always happening. She would be witnessing him doing things like flirting with women and all up in females' faces on the job. And she just acted like she would have this grin on her face. She just acted like it was just so exciting to her to know that this dude was doing me wrong. And it's like, lady, I'm like, I don't know. There was another lady who I was friends with on the job at the Bush Airport, as well as this lady I'm talking about. She was another fake friend because she went back and told something that I said to the fat girl Tawana. And then the girl Tawana came up and confronted me at the job. And she was like, the girl told me, oh, I hear you going around telling people that I want your man. And she's like, I've never wanted him. I always play with him and call him Blackie. I'm like, I told that girl, I say, first of all, if I have something to say to you, I'll say it to your face. And she say, well, you need to tell your friends to stop telling your business. I say, and you need to tell your friends to stop telling your business, because people have said to me that you have been talking shit about me behind my back. I say, ain't nobody at this motherfucking job loyal. Everybody talks about everybody. Get over it. So if you heard that I said something about you, it's probably because you've been saying some shit about me. I said, I know you don't like me. And she was like, how you know I don't like you? I said, because you don't. Me and her, I don't know what it was. She was a little younger than me. She was like around 23. And I was 29 at the time. But she just, I don't know. I walked in the break room one time and I saw him and her sitting by each other talking. She sees me walk in the door and he jumps up. And I go to the vending machine. I don't say nothing to him. And I'm trying to, I'm at the soda machine and he come up to me and he says, do I get some snack money? And I didn't say anything. And then this fake friend, Miss Sally Walker, she sitting back grinning. And, and then during lunchtime, at 1 a.m. in the morning on the night shift, she gonna come up to me and say, oh, if you having problems in your relationship with him, you can always try to make him jealous. Just start talking to other dudes in front of his face and see what he gonna do. Which She didn't have to tell me what to do in order to get back at him for cheating on me, because I already knew what I was going to do, and I did it. I didn't cheat, but I did make sure all his friends see me talk to this dude in particular who was on a night shift with me. And he confronted me about it and told me, you know, you're not handling yourself like a lady. I don't like loose women. I'm like, first of all, look who's talking. I say, because you know that me and you are being together, and then you get here on this job and you act like you single. So who's really loose? It ain't me, dude, it's you. But anyway, about her, Miss Sally Walker, the fake friend. So this trick, like, I don't know, she would like tell me, I saw your boyfriend and a Hispanic chick exchanging numbers. And she's like, and the Hispanic chick is losing weight. She's starting to look cute. And she must trying to look good for your man. Then she started laughing. It's just like, I feel like this woman was old, like older, like in her 50s, late 50s at that. She was 55 or 56. And it feel like, to me, because I was young at the time, it seemed like to me she should have been trying to uplift a younger woman. But because in the beginning, she never wanted me and my child's father together, she held that against me because she felt like I should have listened to her. First of all, she was not my mom, not my mother. I did not have to listen to her, and she could kiss my ass. And I've been looking for this lady on Facebook ever since I left the Bush Airport back in 2010, just to give her a piece of my mind and let her know that I think she's a fake friend and she's a manipulative bitch. I saw her in the store like back in 2000. I'm going to say in this store called Family Dollar. I saw her in the store back in 2013. But she kept looking at me. She didn't say anything to me, and I didn't come up to her and say nothing to her either, because every time I think about her, it's like she just thought it was so funny that me and him was always getting into it and we wasn't getting along. She didn't like it that I got together with him. Supposedly she wanted him for herself. So here's something like, here's what really takes the cake. One day I came to work and she tells me that my baby daddy went back behind my back talking about me to this other dude under my clothes and said some horrible things. I'm not going to repeat all what she said that he said, so I was upset. And so as soon as he came to work, I got in his face And I cussed him out, and I told him, you don't be talking about me behind my back. And then me and him was arguing, and so everybody in the break room was standing around looking at me and him curse each other out. She gonna go with her ugly self and stand her ass over there right behind him and told me that I better stop cussing before the assistant manager come in and hear me and I'm gonna get fired. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. And I just looked at her with such hate in my eyes because I couldn't believe she was standing over there on his side. And like, what are you on his side for? Why are you over there saying that to me, standing over there right behind him? It's like, she been wanting something like that to happen because she had been held a grudge against me. And like, I swear, I want to fight that old lady to this day. I want to like take a hammer and bash her in her head because like, how dare you? And so right after, it was time for everybody to go home at the end of the shift. I'm walking out of the break room. She walks out of the break room and she walks fast. When me and her usually walk together. But he catches up with me, the baby daddy, and he cursing at me talking about if you want to make a motherfucking scene and have all the attention, I'm going to give you some attention. I say, get out of my face. And so, once I caught up with her, and because we all used to wait in the same area for the same metro bus to get on so we can all go home. She looks at me, but then she put her head down. She was like, oh, I did not mean to make it seem like I was on his side, but it's just that, I didn't want you to get in trouble because you was doing so much cursing. I'm like, I don't even want to talk about it. She's like, what you mean? I say, I don't want to talk about it. I say, you say one thing to my face, but lady, like, I don't think you and I should be friends anymore. And I walked away from her. And so that is like an old ass woman that's jealous of a younger woman. Me being 29 at the time, I did not feel like I deserved that. Whatever it is that she was holding against me, she should have kept that inside. But that's the story of how another fake friend who called herself my friend, and I used to take lunch breaks with this old hag all the time. This old ass hag. I used to take lunch breaks with her all the time because we were on the same night shift. And my baby's daddy was on the same shift. But she had a closer friendship with him than she did with me. Because I would come in late and she would be sitting right next to him talking to him. And I would come in and she would scoot over and start speaking to me. That's so fake. And like I say, to this day, I want to fight her, like, for real. I want to take her head and push it down the toilet and flush the toilet. Because she deserves it. I can't stand no fake-ass person. And that's one thing that I always read up on my sign about Libras. We do not like fake-ass people. And that is so true. But I'm about to end this story time. I have a lot of cooking and a lot of other things to do today, so I have a long day ahead of me. I will, I don't know if I'm gonna come back with another video or a vlog, but stay blessed.